Welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. If you need a roof, make sure you call Ireland Contracting. They're the best in the business. I would call them if I need a roof. I know Paul Zeiss said he would call them. Ron Cook would probably call them. Bob Pompiani would call them. Gene Collier, Andrew Filipponi. Every guy on the show I know would call Ireland Contracting if they need a roof. So you should too. 1-800-NEW-ROOF is the number. Now I want you to give us a call here on the Bordas & Bordas hotline. 412-575-2600 is the number, and we're going to go out to Bob out in Clearfield. What's up, Bob?
Hi, thank you, Rich. Watching Jordan Lyles tonight, something came to mind. If you recall, Jordan Lyles was the lower-cost alternative to Ivan Nova, who was sent to the White Sox in exchange for a few purely symbolic international. I think what the Pirates are going to be looking for is to try to get some few hopefully out of Lyles between now and the end of the month. Then he said they'll try to get some spot starts out of Agrisol and Keller to see if they really can perform at that level. And if it turns out positively, I think he said that Jordan Lyles will be the trade prospect to go probably to a contending team in exchange for probably someone who's in the bottom half of that team's top 30 prospects list. So look for Lyles to be the one that goes at the trade deadline. Hey, thanks very much, friend.
Yeah, I appreciate the call, Bob. I love when you call here, and that's some good analysis. I think they potentially could trade Jordan Lyles unless they're in the conversation, and that's the problem with the Pirates the last few years. They have been in the conversation at the trade deadline. They've been hovering around 500, 2 to 4 games back in the mix. So if you trade guys away, you're basically saying to your fan base that you're not going anywhere this year. They tried to make a move last year. They made a couple deals, and that was, I think, more for this year with Archer and Kella. But, Archer, you saw what you know what's going on right now with both of those guys, injuries and Archer's performance on the mound lately, even though the Pirates did win yesterday. So I think, I don't know what they're going to do because here you have your Pirates hovering around 500 again, still 4 games back of the division, not really out of the wild card conversation, and you have 15 games here. So say out of the 15, they would go 10-5 against these teams. Then all of a sudden, they might be in first or second place in the division. Then you can't trade Jordan Lyles. You can't trade Starling Marte. You probably can't trade Corey Dickerson. Maybe you could potentially trade a guy like Melky Cabrera, but what are you going to get back for him? At that point, you're in like no man's land. You can't do anything. So they either got to just completely tank it or they got to start winning games. They got to start winning series. And, that's the problem with the Pirates. They're just the middle-of-the-road average team. And even though I have Bucko fever, I keep harping on that they go through some streaks, they'll win some games, and then they lose. Then they go on a losing streak. It's just frustrating being a Pirates fan, because I don't foresee this team really going on a huge run. I see them, 9-12, good, and then maybe they win this series, and then they lose 4 to Chicago, and all of a sudden you're talking about sell. Right now, I don't even know what to tell you about them. I'm starting to get a feeling like maybe they're back in the conversation and potentially they could compete. I think they can compete. You look at the team, it's third in the National League in offense. They don't hit a lot of home runs, but they get on base, and they hit. They don't strike out a lot. It's a good offensive team. If this pitching staff, is which they relied on this year, comes together, if Archer starts winning games, getting past the 5th inning, you get Jamison Tyon back, maybe the Pirates are 500 by the time they get him back. Then all of a sudden, that's a conversation that you're having, that the Pirates are in the mix, because I think this team can be competitive with those teams. I don't think they're a World Series caliber team, but they potentially could get into the wild card game. If you had asked me this 2-3 weeks ago when I called the season over June 4th, I would have said that, I liked their offense, but I didn't think they had the pitching staff with all the injuries. I would have said it was over, but for some reason, guys are getting healthy and they're putting things together. And, like I said, I don't have a good feeling. I'm not too optimistic, but I don't have a bad feeling. This team is just kind of average. You're going to see they're going to win 9 out of 12, and then they're going to lose 9 out of 12. That's kind of where we are with this team right now. All right, let's go out to, where are we going to? Fred in Johnstown. What's up, Fred?
Richie, I hope you get rid of that Bucko fever because they're at least 2 years away.
Maybe
that I wanted
maybe in 2 years Josh Bell will be gone. So that's the thing. Are they 2 years away? I mean, you got to build around Josh Bell, right?
Here's the thing that I wanted to talk to you about, the Phil Kessel trade. How do you give up a guy who is in the top 25 of scoring, a point per night, 82 points last year, and you give him away for two speculative former first-round draft choices? I keep hearing this, that the window is only open for a certain amount of time, and we give away a guy that scored more points last year than Evgeny Malkin. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I get that. When you look at the stats on the paper, when you look at what he's done, yeah, he's a point-per-game guy. There's no argument there. But he went through a huge drought, 30-some games of not scoring an even-strength goal. He's a good power play guy. Takes nights off, takes shifts off. I know he's a fan favorite, a locker room favorite with some of the guys, but I think he's really wore out his welcome. Sullivan wanted this locker room. He wanted a change in the locker room, and I think this is the odd man out. And I like the trade because you had a feeling that there was no turning back. They were going to deal this guy one way or another, and I didn't think that they had the leverage. But they do get a guy back that maybe can do some damage on one of those top two lines with Galchenyuk, and you maybe get a promising defenseman back. If you would have asked me about this trade at the end of last year, I would have said it was a horrible deal. But you're money too, and that money you can go out and maybe get a guy in free agency, get a winger that can play in the top six. So I like the trade because of the circumstances and the leverage Kessel had. I like the trade because I'm buying into what Sullivan and Rutherford want. They want to change. Obviously, this team, you got to look at it. Look, this team was swept in the guys. So if you're bringing back the same team, what are your expectations? Maybe they underachieved in the playoffs. I would definitely think they underachieved in the playoffs. But you didn't win with these guys. You won with these guys 2-3 years ago, but you haven't won with these guys the last 2 years. So you're getting some cap space. I thought they were going to go the route of just trading him away for like a fringe middle six kind of guy and maybe a prospect or a draft pick and freeing up all $7 million and going out and trying to get one of the top free agents. But hey, you're getting a guy back. Maybe you can get a young guy that can work out with Crosby. You still got a lot of offensive talent. I just think that he wore out his welcome here with the coaching staff and the management. Let's go out to Mike in Breezewood. What's up, Mike? Mike in Breezewood. What's up, Mike?
Yes, good evening. The Pirates will never be more than an above-average team as long as they have a below-average manager. Showed that tonight with...
You know what? I don't completely blame the manager, Mike. I blame the owner. That's where my blame falls.
Okay, why does he challenge the call at second base when he's clearly out? That takes away the challenge at first base. And with mistake, which I thought the umping was horrible tonight's game. But his team, it's a classic. Why does the guy throw to first base when he's got 2 outs and 2 strikes? Why does Josh Bell drop the ball? Why does Frazier he didn't run jog, but he didn't run hard to first base, in which the clear throw was bad. If he runs hard, he's past that. They don't get the tag on him.
But so you're blaming Hurdle for what some of these players are doing? I could see maybe the challenges that you got a valid point there. But sometimes they just take a shot in the dark. Maybe they didn't see it clearly. Maybe they thought the ball came out of his glove, or who knows what they're thinking there at that point. We'll find out after the game. But Hurdle can only play with the cards he's dealt, and he's dealt those cards from ownership in Huntington, and they're strapped for cash essentially. They're crying poor. And that's what I don't like. So my blame isn't with Hurdle. He's doing the best that he can with this team. My blame really isn't with Huntington. He's doing his best that he can with the payroll that he's given. So my blame is completely on Bob Nutting. That's where it falls for me. It's inexcusable to have a $70 million payroll and think you're going to compete for the World Series and try to tell your fan base and the media and sell him on, yeah, we're going to compete with a $70 million fan base, $70 million salary. I just don't buy that. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that he didn't vote for the salary cap. No one, you're making a lot of money. That's why you're not voting for it. Because the salary cap would definitely benefit a team like the Pirates. We got to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls, some of your tweets coming up next. Stay right there.